Hello everyone, TripleSec here again with another interesting video for your viewing pleasure. Now I've been getting a lot of questions. I honestly have been being pounded with questions on how to play Monk, and I can't teach you how to play Monk, but I can tell you my top 5 stats that you will need for your Monk to progress in any stage of the game, whether it's normal mode or Inferno. You might be able to get away with it in normal mode because it's so fucking easy, but you get into Hell mode and Inferno mode and it starts to get a little bit more difficult, and you have to start considering what stat to target. Now, going down the list here, 1 through 5, it's life on hit, resistances, attack speed, dexterity, and vitality. Now, life on hit is the single most important stat for monks, bar none. There is no other stat out there that is more imperative for monks. Life on hit is going to maintain your health at all times. If you have 800 or more, which is what you need, you should be able to maintain your life no matter what act you're in. Act 4 Inferno or Act 1 Inferno. Resistances have to be at least 750 or better past Act 1. Once you get into Act 2 Inferno, you're going to start to get hit much harder than you would normally in Act 1. So you have to start stacking damage reduction in order to actually survive and not get one-shot. A lot of people are having problems, with getting one-shot in Act 2, and it's because they don't have enough damage reduction. It's not your vitality. Don't get that mistaken. They are going to hit you for 40 to 50k in one hit, and you can stack 80,000 vitality if you want, but you're still going to fucking die. So you need to start stacking resistances. Get your resistances to 750, and you are good. Now, attack speed. Attack speed kind of coexists with life on hit. The higher rate of attack speed you have, the more DPS you're going to be doing, and also the more life you're going to be gaining back from life on hit. And everybody loves attack speed. It's just awesome. So make sure you get at least 35% attack speed, however you can, with either rings or amulets or on your weapon. However you can get it, make sure it's at 35%. Now, dexterity and vitality is a little bit easier to explain. Essentially, with my build, I stack dexterity to bring my armor value up. And it also, increases my DPS, obviously. So I stack much more dexterity than I do vitality. I sit around 35,000 health, 37 sometimes, depending on the situation. So I don't really bother with vitality as much. When you have the proper damage reduction and the proper build, you don't need to start stacking vitality. We are not barbarians, so don't forget that. Now that's basically my top 5 there, guys. Now, this is pretty simple. If you watch this video and you actually pay attention, and I listed this 1 through 5 for a reason, and you can go step by step on each one of these. You can get life on hit first, and that's going to make a big difference. Now, once you get into Act 2 Inferno and you start stacking resistances, you're not going to get one shot. Now, once you get to attack speed, you're going to notice that your survivability is also going to increase alongside your DPS. And then you start stacking dexterity, which is easier to do. You're going to be pushing your armor value upwards, given you have the right build, and you're going to be doing more DPS, which is always good. And then vitality. Vitality is very easy to achieve. Get 35k health or more, and you're good. And this is basically my top 5 stats. If you listen to this video and you actually go out there and start building your items on all these stats, I promise you, I guarantee you, that you will survive and beat Inferno. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, it doesn't matter. You will be able to do it. Now, essentially, each act in Inferno is just a gear check. That's nothing more than that. Now, it doesn't matter what build you're using. There's plenty of monk builds out there that are going to work, but in order for them to work, you have to have the right stats to begin with. So, again, it is imperative that you take note of all these stats, you start building your items around these stats, and use whatever build you want after you get it. I promise you, it's not going to matter. You can use my builds, which are, in the description of every one of my videos. You can use, anybody's builds. It doesn't matter. You have to have the right stats before any build's going to work. So, with that said, I know there's a lot of people out there that are getting frustrated with monks, and it's, not necessarily because the game is too difficult. It's just because that you aren't properly geared for what you're trying to do. Now, in Hell mode, you don't really have to stack any of these things with the exception of life on hit. Life on hit will get you past hell mode. Once you get into Inferno mode and things start to hit really hard, that's when you have to start, worrying about every other stat. So, essentially all Inferno mode is a big gear check. As I said before, if you don't have the gear to survive Act 2 Inferno, for example, then you need to farm Act 1 Inferno, build your gold up, and go on the auction house and buy items with these stats on them. Now, the last bit of information I will detail for you in this video is when you are actually buying this stuff on the auction house, you need to make sure that you are condensing stats on one item. You can search on the auction house for items that have 3 particular stats, so use it. Use it, use it, use it. Don't forget about that. You're not going to be able to stack this stuff as high as I'm asking you to unless you find these items with, like a bracer, for example, with, high dexterity, decent attack speed, and a bunch of resistances on it. You need to get 3 in 1 per se. So don't forget to do that. Now, that is the video. I hope everyone enjoys it. And I would ask that if you found this video useful in any way, I would appreciate it if you click the subscribe button on my channel. It really helps me out a lot. And with that said, goodbye, everyone.